Welcome to Undisputed. I'm Jenny Taft with Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. How are we guys doing today?
Doing great. We'll find out in segment 2, Jenny, if ESPN did the right thing by GOAT James. If they didn't, I'm going to tear up my whole office on TV, live.
Really? I thought you should have torn it up a long time ago because I don't even know where we're having a show today. The GOAT debate is over. It's done. You're finished. Thank you.
Skip, for the next segment, I have not looked at, I haven't seen who ESPN ranked the top 10, 1 through 10. I'm going to wait for Jenny to put it on the screen, and then I'm going to react. So you're going to see my natural reaction when I see this. So it might go dark on my end. I'm just saying.
All right, we are preparing for that moment. But speaking of, MJ and LeBron, everyone has been weighing in on the Last Dance documentary, including so many all-time greats, including Shaquille O'Neal. He is sharing his thoughts, and Shaq said Jordan is the greatest by far. Shaq also said, quote, he's a 10. There's a lot of 7s or 8s around there, but there's no 9s or 10. So, Shannon, how offended are you that Shaq basically dismissed LeBron as a 7 or 8?
I'm not offended by Shaq's opinion because I know Shaq very well, Skip. And Shaq played the game, played at a very high level. He's a 4-time, he won the chip 4 times. He's an MVP, 3 finals MVP. So I have the utmost respect. Where I push back on Shaq is that he's saying there's no 9, that nobody is even close. So if you're saying Kareem, Magic, Bird, Kobe, LeBron, Wilt, Russell are 7 and 8s, what is he saying about himself? Because it's going to be very interesting to see where he falls in that pecking order of the top 10. Skip, it's going to be very interesting because if he's saying those guys are 7 and 8, there are no 9s, and by all indication from what I've heard, ever read, he's not in front of any of those guys. So if those guys are 7s and 8s, what must Shaq be? So he doesn't know. He think while he's hyping up Michael, he's really doing a disservice to himself because he's putting guys that are considered greater than he is at 7 and 8. So that must mean he's a 5 or 6 or a 3 or 4. Skip, for me, when I heard him say, it just validates. Shaq, you played against Mike. You played against Mike in the last three-peat. You needed to see the video to offer you validation of how great Mike was. Skip, I don't need to see another video of LT. If I don't ever see time again in highlights, I know what he was. I played in that era. Skip, when you cover somebody, you didn't need that video. You was around in 98. If you were around, this video should be, now, someone that wasn't around that didn't see Mike. Okay, I get that. Wow, man, I ain't know Mike did it like that. I ain't know what he did was like that. But, Skip, is more of behind the scenes. This video mainly, Skip, was about what drove Mike and the lengths that he was willing to go through to show that maniacal drive that he had. That's what this mainly, that's what I've gathered from it, Skip. What Mike was willing to do. The people that he was willing to push, drag, kick, whatever to help get him to the mountaintop. That's what I got from it. Skip, it wasn't about on the court. We know, come on, man. The man averaged 30. So obviously he could put the ball in the basket out of the clip. No, we had not seen before. Well, Will. But for the sake of this argument, so I didn't need the video. I watched Mike from 82 all the way to his final shot with the Wizards. But Skip, for Shaq to say nobody's even close, nobody's a 9, 7 and 8, I think that's more of an indication on him than it was propping Mike up. An indictment on him than propping Mike up.
Okay, before I respond to everything you just said, allow me to say, for your benefit and LeBron's, would somebody out there please say something nice about LeBron James? I mean, I've never seen anything like this, Shannon Sharp. Another day, another shocking shot at your man, LeBron James.
Yeah.
The Last Dance has been open season on LeBron James. Again, never seen anything like it. The Last Dance and all of its fallout has been as unmerciful on your man LeBron as Michael Jordan was on Scotty Burrell, as we've been seeing in the documentary each night. In the end, it's one shot after another from Hall of Famers or highly credible sources, and this one might have topped the list because, to your point, Shannon, and I'm glad you made that point, even the great Shaquille O'Neal, and we're going to talk in our next topic about where he does rank versus LeBron, but even the dynamic, dominant Shaq Diesel, is giving it up to Michael Jordan and saying, hey, we're all the rest of us, all the greats, all the pantheon, we're all 7s and 8s compared to that one guy who was a 10. And there are no 9s, says Shaquille O'Neal. What's his credibility? Well, obviously he won 4 championships. He had 3 finals MVPs. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? He actually played 1 year in Cleveland with LeBron James. Unfortunately, that was the year in 2010 that ended with LeBron ending his first go-around in Cleveland by being accused by the owner, Dan Gilbert, of quitting against the Boston Celtics. So clearly, Shaq saw up close and personal that LeBron against the Celtics just shrank, melted, disappeared in games 4, 5, and 6. What's that?
Was that the MVP season? Was that the back-to-back season at which LeBron won MVP? I think 9 and 10. He won MVP. But go ahead.
Okay, well, I'm going ahead because I ask anybody to please pull the tapes of games 4, 5, and 6 against the Celtics, which was followed the next year, his first go-round with the Heat, his first finals with the Heat against Dallas, in which it was the all-time superstar meltdown, games 4, 5, and 6, in the finals against the Mavericks. So my point is, everybody knows that, except you, that LeBron is disqualified from any conversation with Michael, Jeffrey, Jordan. So Shaq is going so far as to saying all of us are 7s and 8s, and there's 110. He's saying that your man LeBron doesn't even belong in the same conversation or basketball universe with LeBron. And again, I value this, Shannon, because